with the
size
ruler.
lid.
Or with this, yeah, either way, where you just,
Yeah.
like, this one would be from the inside to the inside, right? So I put a little piece of clay. I think that's what you did, right, Kevin?
I eyeballed it.
You eyeballed it, okay.
Yeah, so probably not ideal. I just put it over it. I was like, yeah, that looks right. And then it
Yeah,
worked.
just, yeah, as long as you kind of mark it, and
So when I'm measuring that, is that gonna be the outside of the, that has to?
that's the outside
that's
of
the
this
outside-
part, so
outside of the
whatever
lid.
inserts there. But because mine, you can have the lid tapering in like this on a flange, but if you have the jar where it has the flange on it, you're doing a cap, you want that one perpendicular.
Okay.
You don't want it going in like this. The gravity will help keep this in place. But if you have this kind, and you decide to do it at an angle, this could actually slip. It would actually kind of slip and follow that contour of your flange if it's tapered. You want it up and down, so it stays in place.
Okay, so when you measure it, that's the outside. So when you're doing the other lid with the,
It's this outside measurement
yeah,
is the same as this one. And I make it, like I said, I make this one a little bit fatter than I need it, and this one a little bit tighter than I need it.
okay, so the
Just
one
in
where you're
case.
making the lip on the,
The inset jar,
how do you measure that one?
okay, the same thing, like, let's say that this is the lip that it's gonna sit on. It has that little, you would measure this part right here, not the lip that it sits on, not the ledge. You're doing the outer part, because that's how wide you want your lip.
Okay, but do you want it to hang over?
You can have it hang over. You can, but the part that it sits
In.
in has to be
So
there.
it's just a little bit more narrow. Okay, and
Yeah.
then that other, I just had a hard time making that.
It gets very
Divot.
confusing when you're doing the lids. It just kind of blows
You
your
just have to do it
mind.
like one at a time, and then it'll start like, oh, that's how it's gonna fit in.
So you know what I
Yeah,
did?
and look at the examples there in the window repeatedly.
Okay, so funny thing, on
Yeah.
Sunday I pulled them all down. I'm like, okay, I just need to make
Okay.
sure. I made the wrong lid for the wrong jar. I
Yeah.
was so mad because it was so
That's very
perfect.
typical, very typical.
That's why I did try to do one jar at a time and one lid.
Yeah,
at a
I
time.
was so annoyed.
I had
Okay.
one student tell me yesterday that I never told you guys you had to do one of each lid.
You told you
I
told
did.
us last week.
Yeah,
this
I think-
week,
yeah, I
multiple
think you did.
times.
I did multiple times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay, because somebody told me yesterday that she didn't know. All right.
oh.
Okay, I said, I do believe I said
Yeah,
it,
no,
you
yeah,
just
you-
didn't
you
hear